Hello there and welcome to the broadcast. It is the second day of March 2023. Today is Thursday and you're just on time for Lookuptv News. I'm Nelima and our sign language interpreter for tonight is Philista Adundo. Do stay with us as we bring you after spirit stories that are making headlines across all 47 counties. We have a lot lined up for you this evening, but before we get into all that, here are our top stories.
Hatuwezi kwenda barabara ati ya wanawake kuoa wanawake wenzao, ati na wanaume kuoa wanaume wenzao. Hiyo haiwezekani katika taifa letu la Kenya, jameni.
Tonight on Lookuptv News, President William Ruto dismisses Supreme Court ruling on LGBTQ in its entirety.
Siwezi kuruhusu wanaume wawaletee competition. Ati wameenda kutafuta wanaume, sasa nyinyi mtatoa wanaume wapi kama wanaume wameenda kujipanga na wanaume wenzao? Hiyo mtungi itatoka shilingi 2,800 mpaka shilingi 500 ama 300.
Cooking gas prices to drop to 500 shillings by June, Ruto promises.
Kwa hivyo baadaye niwe nikiambiwa tu nitulise nini nikiwa watu wanakufa kila wakati.
And tension high in Samburu after bandits raided Pura village, leaving one person dead. This is Lookuptv News, coming to you across all our social media platforms at Lookuptv on Twitter, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. Stay with us and use the hashtag Lookuptv News. I'm Nelima, and let's begin. The debate surrounding the Supreme Court ruling on same-sex marriage sending tongues wagging. President William Ruto has strongly condemned the ruling, insisting same-sex marriage will not happen under his watch. And Keitani files the following story.
With the Supreme Court ruling on same-sex marriage eliciting mixed reactions in the country, President William Ruto has for the first time publicly aired his views on the matter.
Mimi ni mtu ambaye ninamcha Mungu. Yale mambo ambayo yamefanyika kule kotini, hata kama tunaheshimu kotini, lakini desturi, mila, Ukristo wetu, Uislamu wetu hauwezi kuturuhusu mke aoe mke mwenzake ama mwanaume aoe mwanaume mwenzake.
Speaking at the Kenyatta International Convention Center during the relaunch of the Women Enterprise Fund, President Ruto said that he respects the Apex Court's decision, but insisted that Kenya's values and religion do not allow same-sex relationships.
Katika taifa letu la Kenya, tuko na mila, tuko na desturi, tunaheshimu katiba yetu, tunaheshimu madini zetu zote. Hatuwezi kwenda barabara ati ya wanawake kuoa wanawake wenzao, ati na wanaume kuoa wanaume wenzao.
Kiongozi wa nchi hii ni mcha Mungu. He is a man of faith. He'll do what needs to be done. In any case, we have our traditions and customs, and what they are suggesting is repugnant to morality and justice and our way of life. Kwa hivyo hiyo maneno sisi hatuko hapo.
Controversy brewed over the ruling, with Kenyans top among them political leaders taking to social media to cite their dissatisfaction with the Supreme Court ruling.
Men cannot marry us. It is women who be marrying women and men marrying men. That one, as the women of Kenya, we are saying hatutaki.
Empirically speaking, that kind of relationship is an abomination, and it is written in the Bible. Surely, I think anything that is right, especially in relationships, should be a relationship that is able to produce something. A relationship between a man and a man, what does it produce?
With various members of parliament pressurizing the president to come out clean on the ruling, President Ruto insisted that the customs and traditions of the country must be respected.
Ninataka niulize wale wote viongozi wetu wa dini katika taifa letu la Kenya waweze kusimama kidete, wafundishe watoto wetu, wafundishe wananchi wetu ili tusipoteze mila, desturi na Ukristo na Uislamu na dini zetu katika majukwaa ambayo yanatuletea mambo ambayo ni ya kigeni katika taifa letu la Kenya.
This comes even as the Attorney General and civil societies vote to appeal the Supreme Court ruling. Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Ian Keitani, for that report. Definitely a story and a subject that is eliciting a lot of reaction. Do let us know what your thoughts are on the LGBTQIA community in the country. Moving on, a week after President Ruto announced that all learning institutions will make a transition from using firewood to use a gas in an ambitious plan to move the nation towards clean energy. The head of state on Thursday reiterated his green energy promise and at the same time announced every household will be facilitated to access gas at an affordable price in the next years. In a plan, President Ruto says he has been in the pipeline since 2017. All tax levied on gas products will be zero-rated and cartels involved in illegal refill and distribution of LPG gas curtailed, as our reporter Henry Tende now files.
In Mombasa, during the launch, President Ruto revealed the government of Kenya was targeting a 100% transition from firewood to liquid petroleum gas to enhance adoption of clean energy. In this ambitious move, the head of state instructed all learning institutions to start the process of transitioning to use of gas.
Yale maidara yote ya serikali pamoja na shule zetu kufikia mwaka wa 2025 tutakuwa tumewasaidia kama serikali, badala ya kutumia kuni kwa upishi watakuwa wanatumia gas.
7 days later, during this year's international celebrations of Women's Day held on Thursday at Kenyatta International Convention Center, President Ruto reaffirmed his elaborate plan to move the country towards clean energy. The head of state reiterating that all households will be facilitated to acquire cooking gas in the next 2 years to stop over-reliance on firewood.
70% katika taifa letu la Kenya bado tunatumia kuni na makaa. Na hiyo kuni na makaa iko na matatizo ya kiafya. Kwa hiyo 70% ambayo tunatumia kuni na makaa, wale wapishi wengi, wale wanatusaidia kupika chakula katika taifa letu la Kenya ni 99% women. Kwa hivyo hiyo magonjwa, hiyo matatizo inawafikia kina mama.
For a country that is still reeling from skyrocketing prices of gas products beyond the reach of majority of households, there are questions on how the government will achieve this ambitious plan. Well, President Ruto has answered these questions by announcing a raft of measures.
Tunaondoa ushuru kwa mambo ya gas. Ile 8%. Ile 8% ambayo serikali inachukua kama ushuru kwa mambo ya gas, tutaondoa ndio tupunguze gharama ya gas, wananchi wengi waweze kununua gas.
In addition, the Commander-in-Chief will reduce the price of gas cylinders significantly to make gas affordable and attractive to low-income earners.
Tumesema sasa tutaweka pesa ya serikali kupunguza gharama ya mtungi ya gas. Ile ya kilo 6 mnanunua 2,500, 2,800, tutaishukisha chini mpaka shilingi 500 ama 300.
The head of state did not mince his words while addressing the cartels that have taken a firm hold on the energy sector. Ruto sounding a stern warning that their shoddy activities will no longer be tolerated.
Kuna wakora wengi ambao wanauza gas. Wana refill ile mitungi ambao sio yao. Na watuletea hasara na kuhatarisha maisha ya wananchi. I want to tell all the characters involved in illegal filling of gas cylinders that are posing a threat to users of gas cylinders that your days are numbered. Kwa sababu hawa illegal refillers, they must get out of the market so that we can structure the market in such a manner that it benefits the people of the Republic of Kenya.
The reduction of petroleum gas is one among elaborate measures by President Ruto to address the prevailing high cost of living. In the long run, it remains to be seen whether these plans will work out as intended for a turnaround in economy. Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
And President William Ruto has asked the opposition to respect the rule of law. Speaking during Women's Day celebration, Ruto accused the opposition of planning to violate and say the dictates of the Constitution, which with an aim of achieving selfish interests. Shadrach Karere now reports.
With only few days left before the opposition leader Raila Odinga's 14 days ultimatum to the government to lower the cost of living.
Within 14 days, we shall lead Kenyans to massive action and to mass action across the country. Get their power back and restore sanity.
President William Ruto has come out gun blazing, warning the opposition leaders against violating the rule of law.
Is that we must respect the rule of law. We must, all of us, submit to our constitution, to our laws, so that we have a country of equals.
Speaking during the International Women's Day celebration, the head of state issued a warning to the opposition politicians, stating that his administration will ensure that every Kenyan respect the constitution and act in accordance with the rule of law.
We cannot have two sets of laws for two sets of Kenyans. We have only one set of laws for all Kenyans. Irrespective of who you are, irrespective of your status, we must submit, all of us, to the rule of law. That's all I'm asking. Nothing more, nothing less. Whatever you do, so long as it is within the purview of the rule of law, it is provided for in our constitution, it is provided for in our laws, we have no problem. Please go ahead and do whatever you want to do.
Ruto dismissed demands by the opposition, stating that he will not be a party to any plans to violate the constitution.
Now they want to tell me to go and open the servers. I am asking them, my good friends, where in the law, where in the constitution does it say it is the responsibility or business of the president to go and open servers? Kama nyinyi mko na nafasi ya kwenda kufungua masaba, tafadhali endeni mfungue masaba, mtatuambia ile mmepata huko ni kitu gani.
The head of state also accused the opposition of pushing for their selfish interest.
So wale majamaa wajue, unajua wamezoea kila wakati wanaenda kupiga kona, wanaleta makelele, ati sasa tutafute njia ya mkato, njia ambayo hakuna katiba, njia ambayo haiko kwa sheria, ati tushughulikie mambo yao. Hiyo maneno siwezi.
Shadrach Karere, Lookuptv.
All the time.
Moving on, President William Ruto has relaunched the Women Enterprise Fund during the celebration of International Women's Day at KICC, which will see elimination of intermediaries to allow access of the fund directly. This is said, adding that it will be increased from the current 4.5 billion to 13.5 billion in order to support more than 100,000 women groups. The money board will only gain a 6% interest as opposed to the 8% interest for the Hustler Fund. The fund, which provides Kenyan women with access to alternative financial services by using a group approach and with a grace period of 1 month, will now, according to the president, be a lesser days affair and accessible on phone. This is in a bid to support the women agenda in the country. Cecilia Lubanga with that report.
In the run-up to the International Women's Day, slated for 8th of March, President William Ruto graced the celebration at KICC, relaunching the Women Enterprise Fund and the second product of the Hustler Fund. President Ruto proceeded to eliminate intermediaries in the Women Enterprise Fund to allow access to the fund directly and digitally through one's gadget by dialing *254#.
Niliongea na huyu mrembo Aisha Jumwa na nikamwambia ya kwamba kina mama wa Kenya wameonyesha umaarufu wao kwa mambo ya biashara. Women Enterprise Fund, ambayo ni fund ya shilingi bilioni 4.5, imefikia makundi karibu 1,100. Almost 97,000 women groups are participating at the moment.
Moreover, the fund is set to increase to 13.5 billion shillings from 4.5 billion in order to support more women groups in the country. The money borrowed will only gain a 6% interest opposed to 8% gain from the Hustler Fund.
Pale mbeleni tulikuwa tunapatia pesa intermediaries. Alafu wale intermediaries wanaenda kukopesha pesa kwa kina mama, wanawalipisha karibu 9%, alafu mama akikosea, wanaenda wanachukua mabati, wanachukua sufuria, wanang'oa viti, wanafanya yale mambo mengine. Sasa tumesema hakuna intermediaries. Kuanzia wiki ijayo, kila mama ambaye kikundi ambaye itauliza pesa, sasa hakuna haja ya makaratasi, hakuna haja ya kujua ni nani atapatiana, hakuna kupeleka form mahali.
This, the president said, as per the aspirations of the Kenya Kwanza government. The Public Service Gender and Affirmative Action CS Aisha Jumwa also took to the stage on graft matters, warning senior officials managing the Women Enterprise Fund against engaging in corruption.
And through the Ministry of Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action, we are committed and working around the clock to ensure that Kenyan woman is at the center of the Kenya Kwanza bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
This comes as the Hustler Fund seeks to partner with SACCOs in one of the government's initiatives to provide entrepreneurs with affordable credit and business support services. Cecilia Lubanga, Lookuptv.
And that story by Cecilia Lubanga takes us for a very fast break here on the program. But coming up will be the topic of food prices, which has tripled in Nyandarua County. Very interesting. You don't want to miss that. Don't go too far.
Welcome to the Golden Marriage Show.
Somebody said when you see a man and a woman driving in a car and they are talking and smiling, no, that's not the wife.
This is the time when my wife was heavily pregnant.
These people have been in marriage for 28 years without a child.
If a problem has come, let us come out and see how are we going to solve this problem.
I said in my marriage, mke wangu hataona mangumi na makofi na mateke.
Muda hii yote tumekaa kweli 45 years, hajawahi kunichapa.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College is focused on being the leading technical and vocational training institute in the region. Our team possesses in-depth knowledge and extensive experience in the industry, offering thorough training in cosmetology, hairdressing, interior design, creative arts, training of trainers, nail technology, and fashion design. With branches in Nairobi, Thika, Meru, Eldoret, and now in Mombasa, our courses ensure that learners are completely equipped with knowledge, competency, and employability skills. Enroll today to be a part of a center of excellence.
Are you a junior secondary school, a college, a TVET institution, or a university, and you want to advertise your intake? Book now and advertise with us today on both Lookuptv and all our digital platforms. Call us today on 011 0430 158, 011 0430 158, or email us on sales@lookuptv.co.ke.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with the program. The hashtag is Lookupnews. Tension is high in Pura, Samburu County after armed bandits raided the village, leaving one person dead and making away with 3 goats. This is despite Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki and the government saying that they will take the bandits on. Ian Kitani files the following story.
Armed bandits continue to cause mayhem in various parts of Rift Valley, despite the deployment of KDF officers to those regions by the government to battle cattle rustling. The armed bandits raided Pura village in Samburu County, making way with animals and leaving a 90-year-old man dead.
Leo usiku amekuja tena kuwa hii mzee, na ni mzee, a very old man, above of 90 years. Hata imekuwa tena ngumu zaidi. Na juzi tulisikia Mheshimiwa Rais akiongea akisema hii maneno itasimama. Na anasema msinijaribu. Kwa hivyo kwa hapo kwa eneo hiyo mahali ya Pura wamejaribu mara mingi.
Kama sasa watu wanajaa kwa hii moshari kila wakati na wanaletwa na hakuna suluhisho ya hii maneno, itaendelea mpaka lini? Ni watu wachache tu wamebaki huko, hata nikuwa mmoja wao, mimi nilikuwa nakaa huko, hata watoto wangu saa hii wako huko. Usiku wa leo tu walikuja wakatufamia. Sasa walishukua tu mbuzi tatu tu anakuja kuua mtu na anashukua, hata anabeba tu kwa mgongo, maana hata tulijaribu kutafuta mahali amepitisha na wana tu ni nyayo yao tu peke yao ndio inaonekana.
The attack that happened in the middle of the night left area residents infuriated, calling on Interior CS Kithure Kindiki to intervene.
Katiba ya Kenya imempa Msamburu, Mpokot, Mturkana, Mkikuyu, Mjaluo, imempa katiba ya kutosha. Kwa hivyo baadaye niwe nikiambiwa tu nitulise nini nikiwa watu wanakufa kila wakati.
Their pleas comes a day after Professor Kithure Kindiki was adamant that the government will win the fight against armed bandits with more machinery availed to the officers on the ground.
Crush the bandits, crush their sponsors, crush their sympathizers. We will deal with them because this is about the survival of our country. It is nothing else.
Some of the residents have threatened to take action into their own hands if the government fails in its mandate, with attacks happening despite there being a curfew in place.
Nataka niambiwe ukweli. Serikali iko Pura. Mimi nataka niambiwe nilindwe na serikali ama nijilinde mwenyewe.
Prices of fresh produce has tripled due to the ongoing drought. For the last 4 months, prices of fresh produce in Nyandarua County have tripled due to the ongoing drought that has affected production. Gladys Masharia tells us more.
In the rich agriculture area of Nyandarua County, prices of fresh produce have tripled in the last 4 months due to the ongoing drought in the country. Major towns like Naivasha and Nakuru have also been affected as they rely on the county for supply, record an acute shortage with fears that things could get worse in the coming days. The crisis have now forced traders here to travel to Narok, Nyeri and Bomet to procure the products even as consumers continue to complain of high prices. Traders at the Sokompia fresh vegetable market along the Nairobi-Nakuru highway admitted that the drought was slowly forcing them out of business. John Gikama, one of the traders, said that he had been forced to increase the prices of peas, cabbage, tomatoes and carrots due to a shortage among the farmers.
Mimi ni muuzaji wa minji na sasa kuna ukame mingi sana.
On the other hand, Paul Njoroge, who deals with cabbages, said that one piece was going for between 60 shillings and 70 shillings, up from 20 shillings late last year in his attribute.
Wakati huu kuko na usito kiasi na sio ati kiasi, kuko na usito mkubwa sana juu hakuna kitu inapatikana kwa saa hii ya kuuza hapa soko hii. Juu tunazunguka hapa Nyandarua, hakuna kitu tunapata ya kununua, hakuna kitu tunapata ya kuleta hapa soko hii. Labda tuende huko upande wa Moro, upande wa Nakuru ndio tupate kitu kama cabbage ama kama hata kama kitu kinaitwa viazi.
In a rejoinder, other producers opines that the solution lay in the provision of water to farmers so that they could improve in production in the coming years.
Sasa hii wakati ile mboga tunaleta iko na bei kali sana, kwa sababu tukienda huko mashambani mboga tunauziwa na 70 na 60 na tunashindwa na kuleta hapa.
Gladys Masharia, Lookuptv.
And in Isiolo County, a group of 28 people joined hands some years ago to prove to everyone that their land is productive against all odds. Since then, they have begun horticultural farming, which has aided them during this drought season. Phoebe Wangombe with more.
The Kinisa Self-Help Group is a team of 28 people found in Garbatula, Isiolo County. The group has defied all expectations to turn this vast 5-acre plot of land in the arid region into a food source for Garbatula town and its surroundings. This they have done by successfully practicing horticultural farming in a region long thought to be dry and unproductive. The 28 made donations that allowed them to pipe water from a community borehole 2 kilometers away from their farm. The land that was seen as unproductive now produces a wide range of products such as capsicum, pawpaw, maize and sorghum. A part of the farm that is sold as pasture to livestock keepers has also been placed under as grass by the group members. Haj Somoroba, the group chairperson, now explains.
Tunaeleza hawa, tunataka lima shamba, hata kama ni kidogo, tunataka maji. Mara maji na katika, mara watu ya community nafungia si maji, tunaanguka, tunaondoka tu. Ikianguka tunaondoka tawana ka.
Their efforts have been rewarded since organizations like E4Impact provided them with financial and technical assistance. The group members have also benefited from the technical advice of experts through the Drought Resilience in Isiolo County that is funded by European Union. Phoebe Wangombe, Lookuptv.
And right now, let's take a look at some sporting action. Top officials from sportswear company Adidas visited the late bronze medalist Agnes Tirop in her home in Elgeyo Marakwet.